of anticipation over Ibrox. Not all that many Rangers supporters saw the triumph last week, out with those on television. The total attendance at Tannadice was only 15,000, so we've got almost another 30,000 here who went there last week, and looking forward to the end when the championship trophy is presented. But because there is such a very big crowd, I think both of these teams owe it to play as entertainingly as possible. Johnston can't quite manage to get there, and there's Spackman. And Johnson, I think, offside. In that far side, Sharp putting in. Well, that's a very good effort. That was Paul Smith coming in. Beautiful ball by Sharp. That's an excellent left foot he's got, and coming in, sneaking in at the back there. McCoy's come back. Buzz of anticipation every time he gets a ball in. Well, that's not a bad ball indeed. Johnston almost got there, and that is why he's so good in the penalty box. I think when he gets the right service, there's nobody more potentially lethal than he in that situation. Now look at this. Now the goalkeeper perhaps ought to have got it, but he didn't, and he sneaks in there hidden and just brushed away. Stephen it up again, did well with the head. Gary Stevens at the back. Now, all requires a deft chip. It's there. Oh, dear, oh dear. Well, look at 1, 2, 3, 4 blue jerseys you could have seen there. And any of the four could have scored that. Well, if ever I could apply the too many cooks spoil the broth adage to a football match this year, look at all these blue jerseys in there. And it's only a goal kick. Got a play by Rangers. McCoy's ran well for that. Nice little diagonal run. He needs a little bit of support, though. Johnston. Stevens, where's the cross again? Must be. No, great save. Very good save by Westwater. Well, it took a little bit of courage to do this, didn't it? Just away from the outstretched foot of Maurice Johnson and the other prowlers beside him. Monroe. Well, too often that's happening from Rangers defence, not hitting the forward players. Jimmy Nicholl. Easily taken by Richard Goff. Good play, Goff. I think he might have been better to go through himself. I must say, Jimmy Nicholl's playing well for Dunfermline. Johnson might pick this up, he does. Walters inside him. Couldn't quite get there, he saw the opportunity himself. And it's still all Rangers. Almost a procession now. Monroe's going to give support. Not quite cleared. Westwater is in there. Now John Brown to Stephen, and too much in that. Mark you, the crowd are being entertained. Rangers are pressing all the time. They are varying the moves. And Westwater isn't too happy about the way the tide is flowing. Stevens, this is a good run. Look at the pace. Nice little cutback too. It is at that precise moment you can see the value of Gary Stevens as an internationalist. A defender who can go at pace at a defence. Walters did that very well. Then Usopp Butcher, great goal line clearance, And there's Johnson, can't quite get in. Here's McCoist. Really should have buried it. Well, Rangers must be bewildered that they haven't put the ball in the net yet. They've had umpteen chances. Now watch this one. Now it breaks to Butcher and right off the line. I think there may have been Jimmy Nicholl in the way. And there was Ali McCoist. That was rather soft, wasn't it? I think you would agree. Spackman picking a lot of balls up, loose balls up in midfield. There's McCoist. Yeah, that'll be a no. Referee said it's a throw. Half-hearted appeal by McCoist. He's got a ball through to McCoist. It's all a bit squirty, and now that's the side net. That's from the far side. It must have looked as if the ball was in the net, and I think Johnson has hurt himself in a lovely little through ball there, and McCoist did the right thing. Looked like a half Nelson. Referee just shrugged it off though. For the Rangers. Walters. They're hard put to keep it in, but does. Wilson goes back with them. Oh, beautiful turn. Here's Monroe. Oh, great save. Although, I don't think that was ever going to go across the face of the goal. Goalkeeper had to make sure. I think it was going behind. The spade work was done beautifully by Walters, and Westwater flinging himself. Well, I make it almost half-time. In fact, looking down at the watch here, we've now played 30 seconds over. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, Rangers have been in almost total command of this game. Nothing much to show for it. Some entertaining and attractive football, which is what the crowd wanted to see, but I think we'd like to see something in the score sheet as well. The Dunfermline defence has been opened up at times. On other occasions, the marking has been tight. The goalkeeper professional, and that's why the score at half-time is a slight distortion of the power and the balance of the game, but with no scoring. Go Rangers into the second half, and I suppose the Rangers supporters here just want a goal to get the celebrations proceeding. And then see Graham Souness come on. Hoist, little thrust there. And having said that, Dunfermline have not lain down in any way. They've been mostly pressed back in defence. It's meant for Walters. Go to Rangers. There's no Rangers player there. Spackman is in. Black and white wall there. It's held very firm. And that happened. Walters. Could only be Walters offside. Now here's Goff. Nice little chip round there. There goes Spackman. On his own on the right, look for a little bit of support. An overrun. Good support there. Offside. Nice little run at top there, and that was a free kick. Jimmy Nicholl. Yes, he knows it. I wonder what he had to say about that. Shall we dance? Walters. Oh, surely a push on Butcher. Well, I know he's a big man, and you need to be brave to push him, but nevertheless, just have a look at this. Well, did he fall a little bit too soon? I'm not sure about that. Stevens wakes it very well. Well, that wasn't far off. Yeah, that was a good effort by Gary Stevens. Well enough controlled. He had the added difficulty, of course, of a very congested goal mouth, as you can see there. Hardly any time for anybody to come out. And he lets fly. That's a free kick, surely. No, Monroe goes away now. Walters. Look at the pace of Walters. Tremendous run, and there's McCoy's! Yes, he's done it. By the law of averages, the number of chances he's had, he gets to the end of that quite superb run by Mark Walters. 1-0. 7 minutes gone of the second half, and credit to this majestic run. Watch this. Sheer pace, determination, and control at the end. Beautifully weighted pass, and Westwater almost off the hip, saved the day, but not quite. Well, no more than Rangers are due. They should have been 3 or 4 up by now. Here's Spackman. Rangers flooding down now in this penalty area. Johnson finds himself wide. Spackman. Nice little nudge forward there. Brown. Oh, that was a hand, surely. Yes, it was. And the crowd beginning to shout for Souness to come on. I think it's a bit early for I was going to call him captain, the manager, to get in there. It's a great save and shot. But I think offside. It's all negated. Now just watch this again. Well taken, given offside, and it's very, very good save indeed. Save of the match. And Ali McCoist is coming off. On comes David Dodds. Here's Stephen. Monroe having to search for the ball in a way. Now Walters. Oh, that's really flew in. Just set it up for himself and blasted it. And Graham Souness is about to come on to play his last competitive senior game of football after a career stretching back to 1970 when he signed as a teenager for Tottenham Hotspur. And so, as I thought, he's going to play the last 20 minutes of this game. And he'll roam around midfield now. He hasn't played since the cup final of last year, in a real competitive game, that is. He's kept in training, but one wonders if the touch is still there. I'm sure it is. It's all a matter of mind over matter. He doesn't mind me saying so at the age of almost 37. Goal. Graham Souness, who I would imagine will be as uncompromising in his last 20 minutes of senior football as he was in the first 20 minutes. Just kept in. Oh, great one by Stephen. It's a great run by Stephen. Ran out of support, and Dunfermline have done that very well. They've always added the extra player in defence, and that's helped them. Or else, I think, more wins would have been inflicted upon them this afternoon. Yeah, Johnston couldn't quite get his effort. I think that was more a shot than anything else, but again, Now watch the pace in this, but I think there was offside. Yes, certainly was. Souness is easing himself into the game, you might say. Stephen goes back with him. Well, that's good play by Dunfermline. Wilson is up there. Might just get the shot in. And Ross Jack had the clearest chance that Dunfermline have had in this entire game and was snuffed out. Just watch this. Now, bad marking there. Well, he'd actually fallen flat. Now here's Johnston. On to Dodds, almost. Corner kick. And Souness himself going across to take this corner. And it's a short one, which doesn't surprise me. Now Stephen. Ooh, that wasn't far away. He put plenty curl on that. And enjoyed it. Watch it now. He definitely tried to curl that in. That was very close. 3 minutes remaining. And the song Championes is ringing round Ibrox Stadium. Here's Walters. Trevor Stephen, he took that well. Corner kick. Rangers finishing the championship presentation day in a flourish. And there's off the ball. Goff, Walters can't quite get there, hooked away. And now pressure still on though. Spackman. Here's Richard Goff. Trevor Stephen. Looking for a 1-2. There's Walters. I think Walters was trying a chip, but he actually had been injured just before then, wasn't fully in control of himself. Richard Goff. Walters. Souness, and I wonder what's going through his mind now. Seconds away from his last game. That's a very good ball indeed. Trevor Stephen. Paul Johnson is on the inside. There he is. On towards David Dodds. Oh yes! A very good goal indeed. To wrap it up, seal the day, and put Rangers, the supporters, the manager on the field in right fettle for the champagne. Great ball this by Johnson. Beautifully finished off by David Dawes, as he's done for so many teams. That's 2-0, and we've played just over the 90 minutes. It could not have come at a better time for that man. The final whistle should go any second. Richard Goff. And there it goes. Graham Souness has played his last senior match and joins his colleagues on the field, the team that he has steered to his third Premier Division championship in 4 years, to greet the crowd. And there he is, Souness, right in the middle of the place. He desperately misses playing. He once told me it's more frustrating than he thought it would be. Graham Souness, who came into the game in 1970, played 423 league games in England, scored 60 goals. He got 43 caps. He played in 36 major European games. His greatest achievement, the European Cup with Liverpool. And you know, you've really got to ask yourself, when you look at the stature of the players who were alongside him, that he himself is one of the great players of the generation. But one poses a question: will we ever see the likes again? And here it comes, Terry Butcher. A cordon of order formed by the Dunfermline players. It's been an entertaining game of football, capping a great season for this man again. This is the third time that Butcher and his colleagues have done that in 4 years. And this is now the very familiar ritual of giving everybody a touch of the cup. The sharing of hands. And Adam McCoist, who does enjoy a celebration. And there he is. Graham Souness. An emotional occasion for him. A greatly emotional occasion for this man, who came into the game in 1970 when he signed as a teenager for Tottenham Hotspur. He went on, of course, to Middlesbrough and Liverpool. He played 423 league games in England. He scored 60 goals. He got 43 caps for Scotland, and he played in 36 major European games. And you know, he was one of the most significant players of his generation. And if you link his name with so many others he played with, you really have to pose a question: will we ever see the likes again?
Yes, enough.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we came out to enjoy it last year against Aberdeen, but unfortunately they spoiled the party for us a little bit. And obviously we came out today with every intention of not letting that happen again. We had a few chances first half, but it was nice to see the first goal.
It actually was a superb run by Mark Walton.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, Mark's been doing it all season, and it's nice to finish on a high note, isn't it? And obviously, after the second goal, we went in cruise for the last 30 seconds or so.
Again, an excellent second goal.
Yes.
Well, it's a good ball by Morris Johnson.
Oh, yeah, I mean, what can you say about Morris? He had it tough for the first maybe 10 games or so, trying to establish himself. But he's a firm favourite with the fans now, and I think the fans enjoyed themselves more than anybody today.
You must have envied the way David Dodd's actually finished.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps coming on, scoring goals for us. He's proved to be a perfect substitute, although obviously he'd like to be in from the start.
How did you feel when the manager came on?
It's nice to see him play.
He couldn't get the ball for the first.
No, that's right. I
minutes
mean, that wasn't by design. I mean, honestly, I can't say it was. Otherwise, I probably won't play at the start next season.
Yeah.
No, he had a little run around there for 10 minutes without the ball, and he's pulled his hamstring as well.
So, I mean, the brain's still there.
Of course, and that's what it's all about. I mean, he enjoys the five-a-sides that we play day in, day out, and he enjoyed himself thoroughly today. How
has this season been compared to the others?
Well, the others meaning last year, because obviously I've only been here 2 years, but I think having won the league, teams tend to come after you a little bit. Obviously, with there being Rangers, so much more. So it's been very difficult all year, and especially seeing as we got off such a bad start. But all credit to all the players here, and the fans have stuck by us, and the gaffer stuck by the players, because obviously you would imagine once or twice he's thought about changing things.
Have you become at least a little bit a Scotsman in any sense at all?
I think you're bound to do, really. I'm living in a lovely part of Scotland. I really enjoy playing for Glasgow Rangers. Obviously the biggest club in Britain.
Did you have any doubts that Rangers would win the title?
Well, a big hiccup at the start of it when we didn't start too well. And the only incentive we needed was press boys writing us off. I think we only took 1 point early on, and we knew we've got the best footballing squad in Scotland, if not Britain, and that's the way it turned out. We're the champions, and that's what it's all about.
Tremendous victory.
Obviously come up in Tannadice and won by 1-0 and won a championship. It's a memorable occasion.
I bet you'll enjoy these celebrations and these fans back you all the way, because it's been an astonishing season for you.
Yeah, it's been a great season. I won many trophies from them. And obviously winning a championship my first season, I'm delighted.
You must have thought long and hard what you had to do last summer. Has it been all worthwhile?
Yes, very much so. The management have backed me, the fans have backed me. Most of all, the players have backed me. I'm delighted.
So all these fans watching us tonight, what have you got to say to them?
It's just tremendous the way they've supported me and the club. The way the players have responded to them is tremendous. Thanks very much.
It was on July the 10th last summer that Mo Johnston kicked 116 years of tradition and signing policy out of the Ibrox window by signing for the club. He wasn't just a Roman Catholic, he was the former Celtic centre forward. From now on, anything was possible in Scottish football. In fact, as the season progressed, Rangers could give Partick Thistle lessons on how to be unpredictable, whether it was a first-day injury to England goalkeeper Chris Woods or the untimely departure of midfield artist Ray Wilkins. He should have been sadly missed, but the arrival of Nigel Spackman eased the pain. In fact, when he scored against Celtic, for them there was not a better anaesthetic in all of the world.
This Spackman, that's a better ball. Johnston. Here's McCoy. Spackman, he scored. That's a beautiful goal by Rangers. Spackman, Rangers' newest signing in his debut at an Old Firm game.
Well, far from the madding crowd on the green grass of home, Graham Souness reflects on it all. It's the championship trophy on a table for two in right midfield, a cool drink, and memories of a season which ended with the skies over Ibrox suitably blue. No clouds, but there sure was a silver lining, all right. It's a beautiful afternoon, Graham. It's really been sunshine most of the way for Glasgow Rangers this year, hasn't it?
Well, we've had some downs, Chick. I think starting with the League Cup final, you know, we possibly played better in that one than we did the year before, where we actually won the trophy. But that's sometimes that's how football goes. We have to accept that. Another low spot would have been going out of Europe so early, and we've been criticised in certain quarters for going out early. But Bayern Munich, I think, must have been one of the favourites for the trophy. Unfortunately, they met Milan in the semi-final and came unstuck against them. Like in the previous years, we've gone out to good teams, we haven't gone out to bad teams. And the last time in the Champions Cup, we went out to Steaua Bucharest, and that was a very close game. We managed to beat them here and lost 2-0 over there. They got to the final that year. Cologne last year in the UEFA Cup. We've gone out to good teams, we've never been beaten by bad teams in Europe. So hopefully next year we'll get a wee bit more luck.
Well, you've proved certainly that you're capable of building a team to win the championship, because you're now doing that 3 years out of 4 since you came here. But what do you need to add to the Rangers team to be successful in Europe?
I think we're not setting our stall out to win a European Cup. We'll set our stall out to win the Premier League, because that is where our bread and butter is. That's where we play most of our games. I mean, we could set ourselves out and right, we're going to have a go at winning the European Cup. They wouldn't be the same players I would buy to win the Premier League.
But surely, Graham, I mean, I know you well, and I don't believe that you would settle forevermore for Rangers just winning the championship every year.
No, it's not a case of that. But at the same time, that is the thing that would keep me in the job if we won this every year. I'm hoping, and you need a wee bit of luck in everything you do. I'm hoping that over the period of time that we're here, that we can sometimes do well in a European trophy. But as I said, you need a wee bit of luck, and we will always be on the lookout for better players. But at the back of my mind, those type of players will have to be players that can play in the Premier League as well as do well in European football.
Ridiculous amounts of money are thrown about when we talk about you spending money. I mean, is it bottomless? Can you match the best? Could you go and buy Marco van Basten if he was available?
We can't, and I've said this before, it's impossible for us to go and match the Italians or the two big Spanish clubs, simply because the price of the seat in this stadium is a fraction of what they'll pay in Milan or Madrid or Barcelona, and that is where most of their money comes from. The guys in the street are willing to pay 6, 7 times, 10 times as much as the guy in the streets in Scotland.
So, Graham, what would you say to people who have followed this club for 10 or 20 or 30 years, and his father before him, and his father before him?
And his father before.
Exactly. Well, there's a lot of people like that, the great tradition of the club, but you're asking them to pay money now that they could never have dreamt of paying.
Well, I think people have to accept that, you know, the football has changed throughout the world. The bigger clubs are getting bigger. And it's very much the case the stronger are getting stronger, and hopefully we can go along with them. And I think we've had to accept that it's not just about football these days. It's about commercialism. It's about TV. You know, TV and football is changing enormously, and the amount of money that these satellite companies are dishing up now. So the whole financial side of football has become enormous.
So you either go along with it or you don't?
You either go along with it or you don't, yeah, and if you don't, then you can't afford to bring international footballers to your club. Because they now, if they don't get big money here, I've got players that could easily go and get a similar sort of money at 3 or 4 other clubs in England, and hopefully we can hold on to them.
I remember you telling me that you obviously inherited David Cooper here as a player, but I remember you telling me once that he'd gone to the continent, he could be a millionaire by now.
Yeah, I think somebody who, I mean, it's no secret he is a rare talent, and it was very unfortunate for him, with all due respect to previous managers and previous players, that he played at Rangers when Rangers were maybe having their worst period in the history of the club. You know, they weren't successful, and he, a forward type of player, relies on being in a good team because he's only as good as the service he's going to get. And somebody with his ability, which I would put in terms of being world class, yeah, he would have done extremely well on the continent.
So the speculation will be rife all close season, I don't know about that. Well, I'm going to ask you, who's going to come in and who's going to go out?
Well, I mean, every day,
about, is it?
yeah, it's not like you. Every day in newspapers, it's, you know, he's leaving, there's so-and-so coming, and we for sure are looking to strengthen our squad, and with the possibility of a player or players leaving here. We were hoping we can get things tied up before we start to, I mean, there's nothing tied up, and we'd like to get them tied up before we say anything.
But it's odds on Rangers will spend big this summer.
Oh, it's odds on we'll spend money this summer, Chick, and the type of players we're now after. When I first came to the club, there was maybe 300 players in Britain would have improved the situation here. I believe it's now down to, if you're talking about our first 11, there's maybe 25 players in the country that improve our situation. Yeah. So those type of players do cost a lot of money. Now our supporters have been brilliant, they've been tremendous in the time we've been here, because we can only spend the money that comes in through the turnstiles, and that our commercial department manages to go out and generate. And, you know, basically if the people don't come in, we can't go out and spend it, and they've turned up in tremendous numbers and supported us and stuck with us, and hopefully that'll continue to be the case. Because we'll go out and spend their money. We don't want to sit with their money in the bank and the results not happening on this park. We want to give them success on this park. Hopefully the Premier League and outside the Premier League.
You've turned so many things around here, again. You know, I can't remember, I've been covering football for a long time, and I can't remember actually ever doing an interview with a manager, certainly not a Rangers manager, sitting on the pitch with a glass of orange juice before. There's so many ways. You came into this club and you didn't really know about the tradition of it or the history of it, did you?
Well, you can remember when we were going over to Santa Fe for the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'd just been appointed here, and we actually sat together for a couple of hours on that flight to America before the Mexico World Cup. And I said, you know, I had an idea of what it was about, but I think possibly in retrospect I was naive. I didn't really know what was coming into it. But I was very fortunate that I've been working with people who did know what they were doing, who did know what this club was about, both in the footballing sense and all the other issues that are involved with this club. And without them I would have been lost. I've been very fortunate.
And the return of John Gregg, I presume, must have helped.
Well, I mean, John Gregg was one of my heroes as a schoolboy. You know, his name around the place is a legend. He's a legend, and I think maybe in the history of this football club, he must rank as one of the, if not the greatest player they've ever had, certainly post-war. And this is where he should be. This is where he'll always be.
This has got nothing to do with the Edinburgh Mafia trying to invade the city of culture, is it?
No. Some good players come from Glasgow as well.
Thanks very much. Glad you've noticed one or two.
No, the chairman's from Edinburgh, I'm from Edinburgh. That's nothing. We still feel for this club the same as the guy who was born across the street there.
John, knowing your whole
And so Rangers get the Skull Cup semi-final underway. And of course, both of these teams in last year's final.
Ally McCoist, he's been top scorer in all of the 7 seasons he's been at Ibrox, celebrated his 28th birthday just a couple of days ago. Gary Stevens comes off the head of Irvine, almost setting up a chance for Mark Walters. Walters with the throw, forward to Trevor Stephen. Van de Ven being challenged by Terry Hurlett and by Mark Walters. And an off-the-ball incident. The referee racing over. And he wants a word with Van de Ven, I think. Jim Betts involved there. Well, the referee giving the message that he'll stand for no nonsense. Now he speaks to Van de Ven. Walters with the free kick, headed down by Spackman and harmlessly behind. Alec McLeish. Willie McCoist being challenged by McLeish. There's another mistake by Irvine. The ball almost through to Mo Johnson. He gets it, in fact. Mark Walters, Rangers have plenty of players forward. Well taken by Theo Snelders. Well, a couple of early slips in the Dons' defence. Brian Irvine won't be too happy with himself there. Stephen getting the ball to Johnson. Mark Walters found just a little space. Good catch by the keeper. Good play between Van de Ven and Mason. Van de Ven again. Mason going in a good run, getting away from John Brown. Richard Goff coming across to meet him. Still Mason. Brian Grant. A chance here for Aberdeen. And Robert Connor coming so close. Chris Woods doing just enough to block the ball. And the keeper doing well. Mo Johnson climbing with McLeish. McLeish winning it. Hurlock's in there. McLeish again. Ryan Grant. Hurlock snapping at his heels. Paul Mason. Jim Betts doing well, getting it